Now, after 18 fabulous years in Wellington, the Jim Beam Homegrown Festival is going to relocate after its final event in March. The festival director, Andrew expressed gratitude for the city's support, noting the festival's significant growth since its inception in 2008, when it began with 10,000 attendees and now draws in crowds of 23,000 and over. The decision to move stems from logistical and venue-related challenges, with organisers currently exploring new locations for 2026. This year's event, it's going to be a goodie because they're going to chuck in an extra night on March the 14th, featuring performances by the likes of Shay Fu, Stan Walker, and concludes with Symphony, which I haven't been yet to one of them, but my friends love it. It's a mix of dance tracks performed with a live orchestra and a light show. Pretty trippy. They've got over 50 acts across 5 stages, and this final Wellington edition aims to celebrate the nearly 2 decades of success. So where to? Where to now for Homegrown? The South Island. Maybe it's their turn. Hagley Park, QE2 Park, or soon to be finished One New Zealand Stadium. That could hold up to 36,000 if they need to. Seems pretty good to me. Andrei Moore is Christchurch City Councillor for the Hallswell Ward. He's recently established a new arts and creative industry portfolio, and he believes that Christchurch should settle for nothing less than cementing its status as the capital of arts, culture and events in New Zealand. Big call. But he joins me now. Andrei, good afternoon.
Hey, good afternoon, Leah. Hope you're well.
I'm good, my friend. Good. Hey, look, firstly, I believe you're a big Homegrown fan, and in fact, you've been many times. How many times?
Yeah, I think about maybe 6 of them. My first one being when I was around 17, and I remember seeing probably some of the best sets I've ever seen, from Shapeshifter, Kora, Tahuna Breaks, on a glorious Saturday afternoon.
Gorgeous.
The last one being last year I was there, and I'll be there again this year.
Oh,
no doubt.
Last year, good stuff.
It is quite sad. And sort of half the appeal for me has always actually been being on the Wellington waterfront. You can check into your hotel, and then you can be at your first stage of choice literally within 15 minutes.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm embarrassed to say I never got there, Andrei, and in a previous life at a previous station, we actually had quite a link to it. And the guys I worked with, they used to go down to Wellington and like MC or invite a couple of bands on stage like she had, I some reason I never got to go, so I'm kind of give myself an uppercut for that one, but. And that's what they said too. It's such a special place because you've got the water and they don't shut down the waterfront, so Wellingtonians people can still come and go, and it's just a really vibrant part of what the capital has had for 18 years. But having said that, how good would it be to be in Christchurch?
Yeah, it would. And on your point on regrets, you only ever regret the gigs and events you don't go to, never the ones you do go to.
Yeah.
Has been one of my big learnings over the year. Get it done and go, because these things won't always last forever.
Yeah.
And I did sort of wonder over the last few years, where does this festival go from here? Because if they can only sell 25,000 tickets, like, you can only keep putting the price up so much. And these things don't get cheaper to put on. So we've had Electric Ave in Christchurch grow to now 35,000.
Wow.
In Hagley Park, which is now it's 2 days, and that makes it the largest music festival in all of Australasia, and literally sold out within several days. It's unprecedented sort of stuff. Like, this is now bigger than what the Big Day Out was, and it's grown to something huge. And that's sort of the capacity of this part of Hagley Park. So they would need to move to other parts of Hagley Park to grow bigger, and then there's all the logistical challenges with that. But by the time you're paying artists and having to set up multiple stages and pay everyone and this and that, the profit margins actually don't end up being all that big. So capacity is really critical. So I can see sort of why they're needing to move. And as a city, Christchurch just so happens to have space for, well, sky's the limit, really.
Yeah. Well, tell us, I mean, so it's called Electric Avenue. When did that start, Andrei? Was that?
The first one was, I believe it was 2015 off the top of my head. I've been to all of them bar one. And it started off...
Are you getting any work done, Andrei? Or are you just going to gigs?
Well, I mean, they're on Saturdays. I mean, come on. But being able to bring a passion of mine into trying to do things as part of this job has worked really well.
Yeah.
The first one started off maybe about 5,000 or so people, and now it's grown into something huge.
Yes.
But the last one that's just been, it was a hell of an experience, not just because we've got the location, like people are walking between their accommodation in town and Hagley Park. They can walk along a beautiful river. The place is awesome to walk around. And what they were met with last year was was the most flawless festival experience I've ever seen. There were no queues to get in, no queues for drinks.
Jeez.
Heaps of space around the stages, heaps of food options, without massive queues for toilets. I've been to a lot of festivals. I've never seen anything like this, Leah.
What made it so smooth? Was it the size? Was it just lots of room to get people in and out smoothly, or was it just such a good organisation?
The organiser's a genius. He's just got this down to a fine art now, and years of both growth and a lot of challenges that came with that growth each year. Every year they grow a bit, you end up with bigger queues to get in and this and that. But it's just now gone down to a fine art. One of the issues was basically cell phone reception and signal and internet. So you got 35,000 people in an area, everyone's on their cell phone at once, posting their Instagram stories and everything else. So for events to be able to accept paywave payments and whatnot, they actually need a fibre connection running under the ground. Otherwise, a lot of these festivals end up needing to have those real stupid wristbands that you have to go top them up, and then you have to pay with your wristband for things. An absolute nightmare. But your key reason is making sure the payments can actually go through. Yeah. So Councillor Enable installed fibre broadband under Hagley Park a year and a half ago or so. And what it now means is that all those festivals in Hagley Park don't have to use those stupid wristbands anymore. And all the bars can accept payments with paywaves. People pop up and tap away. Things can just move quickly, smoothly, and everything else.
I could say, Andrei, people could just get off their bloody phone and enjoy the festival, but we all know that's not going to happen because
they could. But even doing that, just that many phones receiving things at once and everything else makes the connectivity issues quite present. So festivals need their own secure connections to be able to operate all these huge masses of transactions at once.
Never thought of that. That's amazing.